on Instagram, Superior Leader, and I have to say that it's a great job about leadership. That's why I find your advice very interesting. It's like learning to be a leader yourself and improve our self life with any situation. Is that right?
Exactly. I think one of the things we need to do as leaders is work on ourselves first,
Yeah.
which is, of course, that's the hard part. But not just leading people, but what I call self leadership, and that's one of the hardest challenges.
Yes, that's awesome. Well, and to be honest, I'm describing myself like a beginner in psychology, but
Okay?
beyond of that, I feel passionate about the curiosity to find out how emotions work in human behavior. You know, uh, let me tell you a quickly short story because
Sure.
it was through myself that I discovered how can I manage my own emotions in difficult situations. When I realized that, I just thought, okay, I could help people who are still struggling with this on a daily basis, and I found something useful that means talk therapy. Talk therapy, in which through the conversation we find behaviors to overcome and realize a lot of things. It's a very useful way to lead any situation yourself. That's why I would like to know, what do you think from your professional point of view about this magic way, and what do you think about talk therapy?
You mean dog therapy, like cats and dogs?
And yes, had a conversation with another people to find behaviors to overcome, to correct these kind of ways, because through myself, I did it, and it was the best ever decision that I can find. So I would like to know, what do you think about this?
All right. Well, it's interesting that you say dog therapy because I think we are very much like animals in many respects. There's a stimulus and there's a response,
Yeah.
and
Yes.
and when we make that connection, it's it can be a good connection or it can be a bad connection. For example,
Absolutely.
I go to maybe I get home late, 8:30 or 9 or whatever, and I my mind associates I'm going to relax with Netflix.
Yes.
So home, grab my plate, watch Netflix. But then what happens is that 2 or 3 hours later, I'm still watching, I'm connected, and it's because I made a connection, just like dogs, make like a connection between like food or a behavior or a sound. I made a connection myself as a human that, 8:30 at night or 9 means Netflix means relaxation. So I actually have to break that connection that we humans and animals make, which is there's a stimulus and there's a response. And I posted about this recently. You might have seen it, where the way human behavior works is that there's a stimulus which generates a thought in my head,
Yeah.
which leads to an emotion, which leads to a behavior. So if to me coming home at 8:30 or 9 is the stimulus, my thought is, all right, I need something to relax. I'll watch Netflix, which gives me the emotion of joy, dopamine, relaxation, which leads me to the behavior of watching and watching and watching. So
Yeah.
that connect stimulus, thought, emotion, behavior happens very quickly. It can happen between 1/300th to 1/600th of a second that quickly.
Wow.
Yeah,
Wow.
but if I have it can be a good connection, like maybe getting up at 5:45 in the morning and going
Yes.
for a walk, or it can be a bad connection between like I'm gonna go go out and have a beer and have a cigarette and et cetera. So we need to check what are those connections, what are those associations we made, just like animals that
Yes. I'm
that can be good or
completely,
bad.
I'm completely agree with you, because it's interesting when you find another people that you can join a good connection, but it's not the best good connection with another kind of